Welcome, February 11th. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk, NMLS number 157524. We had pretty cool news break late last night in the sports world. Justin Verlander signed a 1-year deal with the Tigers. That's great news because, as I said yesterday, baseball's on the clock and we're excited about that. Today, we got the delayed and much anticipated BLS non-farms payroll report. We thought it was going to be a miss to the downside. Whew, we were wrong. So the BLS reported a blowout of jobs, kind of, in the general sense. The report showed 130,000 jobs. Now the expected market expectation was 55,000, so more, about 2.5 times. Big beat to the upside. November and December were revised slightly down by 17,000. Here's where it gets kind of interesting when you go deeper into the numbers. Seasonal adjustments, wow, those likely played a pretty big role in this beat on the total jobs numbers. So if we look at the raw figure, it showed a 2.6 million job loss, but seasonal adjustments brought that up to a plus 130. So kind of interesting with how these adjustments work, the BLS birth death model, how that flows through. And that plays into why these numbers are so often revised and many times dramatically. So just keep that in mind when you read these headline numbers. Private sector, boy, they took care of the job this period, plus 172,000 jobs. The bulwark was once again healthcare and social assistance. That segment alone added 124,000 jobs. Now, the one that took it in the eye was government. They lost 42,000 jobs in this cycle. The total, it just doesn't add up and make sense when you compare that against the ADP report that we got last week and the Ravello report that we got last week. So, likely there's going to be revisions as we go forward. Unemployment, that dropped from 4.3 from 4.4%, and the U6 all in dropped all the way to 8%. A big reason for that was a bigger than expected increase in the workforce participation. Average hourly wages came in as expected at plus 3.7% year over year. The month over month was a tenth hotter than what the market forecasted, came in at up 0.4. When we talk about revisions, we talk about the quality of these numbers. We talk about the unreliability of these numbers. This is another data point and reason being. So the annual revision to the total jobs count, this encompasses April 24 to April 25, showed that there were 888,000 revision to the downside. That's after all the monthly revisions. So just shy of 900,000 jobs from that segment were now subtracted. Probably gets us more of a real number. Now, the interesting thing, well, this is a monster number. It was actually, the market saw it as a positive, as funny as what that sounds, because there were whispers and concerns that that number was going to come in closer to 1 million. So it was a better number than expected, but a huge revision, and just goes into these numbers are not as reliable as what the headline shows. Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin has been taking a bath this year, and especially the last 2 weeks or so. That's down under 64,000 now. Ford, in its earnings statement late after business hours yesterday, missed on revenue, and their stock is down. What all this has done is we had great ground yesterday that we made up in the 10-year Treasury and mortgage-backed securities. That got taken off the table today. We get this big roller coaster yin-yang going on here. 10-year Treasury bounced all the way back up to about 4.22. Now it has fell back down to 4.18. Mortgage-backed securities are down 14 basis points. What does all that mean? Got a little bit worse in the mortgage rate world today than where we were yesterday. So this tees it up for the next big report, which is going to be CPI, Consumer Price Index. Where's that going to be? Our initial thoughts are that we're going to get a little bit better on inflation, specifically because of the declining shelter costs. But anything's possible, just as shown by these BLS jobs numbers. We'll keep on top of everything and get you the information. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk, your original singular market news source for West Michigan. Give us a call. We'll help look at mortgage options for you, run numbers, and give you the counsel that helps save you money and helps your offer get accepted. 616 293 2189. Have a great afternoon.